Tennis has given us moments that defy belief, moments so rare, so legendary, that they happen once in a lifetime. From jaw-dropping comebacks to iconic celebrations, from heartbreak to history being made. These are the one-in-a-million moments that define the sport. 10. Nadal stuns Federer for the first time. Before Rafael Nadal became Roger Federer's greatest rival, he was just a 17-year-old kid with a dream. But in their first ever meeting at the 2004 Miami Open, he didn't just compete, he dominated. Ranked 34th in the world, Nadal dismantled the world number 1, 6-3, 6-3 in just 70 minutes. Federer, the reigning Australian Open champion, had no answers for the young Spaniard's relentless topspin and athleticism. The world had just witnessed the beginning of a rivalry that would define tennis for the next 2 decades. What happened next? Federer took his revenge the very next year, defeating Nadal in the 2005 Miami final in 5 sets. But by then, it was clear. This rivalry was only getting started. 9. The Finger Lady at Wimbledon 2019. Sometimes, a single image tells an entire story. In the 2019 Wimbledon final, Novak Djokovic faced Roger Federer in one of the most dramatic matches in history. The crowd was overwhelmingly in Federer's corner, but one spectator in particular stole the show. A woman in the stands, confidently holding up one finger, seemed to predict Federer's downfall. And she was right. Djokovic weathered 2 championship points and silenced the pro-Federer crowd, winning in an epic 5-hour battle. As the match ended, a stunned silence fell over center court, but the Finger Lady had already cemented her place in meme history. 8. Serena's emotional breakdown at the 2018 US Open. The 2018 US Open final between Serena Williams and Naomi Osaka should have been about Osaka's first Grand Slam win. Instead, it became one of the most controversial moments in tennis. A heated argument with chair umpire Carlos Ramos saw Serena penalized for coaching, racket abuse, and verbal abuse.
I don't cheat. I didn't get coaching. How can you say that? I have never cheated in my life. I have a daughter and I stand what's right for her and I've never cheated. And you owe me an apology.
The drama overshadowed Osaka's victory, and debates about sexism and officiating raged for weeks. The most heartbreaking part? Osaka, despite winning, was in tears as boos filled the stadium. She had just beaten her idol, yet she felt like the villain. A rare and unfortunate moment in tennis history. 7. Murray's Holy Grail at Wimbledon 2013. For 77 years, British fans had waited, and on July 7, 2013, Andy Murray delivered. Against world number 1 Novak Djokovic, the Scotsman produced a masterclass, winning in straight sets to become the first British man since Fred Perry in 1936 to win Wimbledon. But the drama wasn't over. The final game lasted nearly 15 minutes, with Murray squandering 3 championship points before finally sealing the win. The eruption from center court and the record 17.3 million UK viewers proved that this was more than a title. It was destiny fulfilled. 6. Jim Courier dives into the Yarra River. Most players celebrate a Grand Slam win with a trophy lift. Maybe some tears. Not Jim Courier. After winning the 1992 Australian Open, he did something unexpected. He jumped into the Yarra River. The crowd loved it. It was the ultimate victory lap. The best part? When he defended his title in 1993, the press was ready, and Courier, ever the showman, didn't disappoint, though this time his celebratory swim gave him a stomach virus. Worth it? Absolutely. Almagro's wild Nadal prediction. By 2008, Rafael Nadal had already won 3 French Open titles, but after losing to him in the quarterfinals, Nicolas Almagro had seen enough. He's going to win Roland Garros for 40 years in a row. He'll be 65 and still winning, Almagro joked. At the time, it seemed like an exaggeration. Now, not so much. Nadal has 14 French Open titles, more than any player in history. 4. Nadal's 2022 Australian Open comeback against Medvedev. Down 2 sets in the Australian Open final, most players would fold, but Rafael Nadal isn't most players. In a 5-hour battle against Daniil Medvedev, Nadal clawed his way back to win, capturing his 21st Grand Slam title, a record at the time. Even at 35, Nadal proved that he was still one of the greatest fighters the sport had ever seen. 3rd. Federer's no-no celebration after ending Djokovic's 41-match streak. By 2011, Novak Djokovic had become nearly unbeatable. He started the year with 41 consecutive wins, including victories over Federer and Nadal. But at the French Open semifinals, Federer had had enough. In a high-stakes match, Federer ended the streak, sealing the win with an ace before wagging his finger, one of the most iconic celebrations in tennis history. 2. Djokovic's impossible shot against Federer. It was match point for Federer. 5-3, 40-15 in the fifth. The Arthur Ashe crowd was ready to celebrate.
And Roger Federer has doubled.
Then Djokovic did the unthinkable. Instead of playing it safe, he took a full-force forehand swing at Federer's serve, ripping a clean winner down the line. The crowd erupted. Federer was stunned. Djokovic smirked, as if he already knew how this was going to end. He went on to win the match, marking a turning point in his career. 1. Monica Seles stabbed by an obsessed fan. It's the darkest moment in tennis history. Monica Seles was dominating women's tennis, winning 8 Grand Slams before her 20th birthday. Then, in 1993, an obsessed fan of Steffi Graf changed everything. During a match in Hamburg, Seles was sitting courtside when the fan rushed the court and stabbed her in the back. She wouldn't play for over 2 years. Though she returned and won another Grand Slam in 1996, she was never the same. Many believe she would have been the greatest female player of all time had the attack never happened. These aren't just highlights. They're the moments that live forever. Moments where history was written, legacies were shaped, and the impossible became reality. Tennis will keep giving us unforgettable stories, but these will always be one in a million.